As the sun began to set over the Sea of Galilee, Jesus turned to his disciples and said, "Let us go over to the other side." They left the crowds behind and stepped into a small wooden fishing boat, pushing out onto the calm waters as evening painted the sky in shades of gold and violet. The lake was peaceful, the breeze gentle, and the disciples rowed with quiet confidence, unaware of what was about to unfold. But suddenly, the sky darkened. Winds howled across the water, whipping the waves into towering walls of foam. The sea churned violently as rain lashed down, and the boat pitched and rolled with every surge. Even the most seasoned fishermen among them gripped the sides in fear as water poured over the edges and pooled at their feet. Their voices rose in panic as the storm grew stronger, and despair began to grip their hearts. And yet, through the chaos and thunder, Jesus lay asleep on a cushion in the stern, undisturbed by the storm raging around him. Lightning split the sky, waves crashed against the hull, and still he slept, calm, steady, unshaken, desperate, and terrified. The disciples shook him awake and cried out, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" Their words echoed their deepest fear, that even God had forgotten them in the storm. Rain soaking his robe, he faced the roaring waves and the screaming wind, but his presence was steady and sure. Lifted his hand and spoke 3 simple words, "Peace, be still." Instantly, the storm obeyed, and wind stopped. The waves sank into stillness. The water lay smooth and quiet, as if the sea itself had bowed before his voice. The disciples stared in stunned silence, their hearts still racing, their breaths shallow. Just moments before, they had been certain their lives were over. Now, the lake was as calm as glass, and the air was still. Then Jesus turned to them and asked, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" His words pierced deeper than the storm ever could. They had seen his power, walked beside him, heard his teaching, and yet, in their fear, they doubted his care and his presence. Whispering among themselves, the disciples asked in awe, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." And in that question lay the heart of the miracle. This was no ordinary teacher, no mere prophet. This was the one whose voice commands creation itself, the one who speaks and the storm bows low. This story is not only about a storm long ago. It's about the storms we face today, the moments when fear rises higher than our faith, when everything around us feels out of control. We, too, cry out in panic, but just as he was with Phyllis Supples in the boat, Jesus is with you now. He has not left you alone. His power has not changed. The wind and the waves still know his name. So when storms rage in your life, remember this moment on the Sea of Galilee. The one who commands the waters is still speaking. If you will trust him, he will rise in the middle of your chaos and speak those same words into your heart. Peace, be still. And when he does, the storms, no matter how fierce, must obey. So, he is inviting you today to trust him even before the storm is calm. Take a moment to reflect. Where is fear louder than your faith? And will you invite Jesus to speak peace into that place? Because the winds still know his voice, and the storm is never stronger than the one who rides with you.